My girlfriend said, "If you don't propose to me by next month, I'll leave you." I gave a faint smile and said, "Dear, I understand." Then I booked an expensive dinner, got down on one knee in front of everyone, and instead of proposing, I said, "I can't marry someone who gives ultimatums." Her face went pale, and in the restaurant security footage, she was seen losing her temper. That's when everything changed. I'm 29, and up until 2 months ago, I thought I knew exactly who I was dating. Lisa and I had been together for 3.5 years. We met through a dating app, had our first date at a coffee shop that's now closed down, and things just clicked. She moved into my place after about a year, and life felt comfortable. Maybe too comfortable. The ultimatum happened on a Sunday afternoon in early September. We were meal prepping for the week. She was chopping vegetables, I was marinating chicken, when she just stopped mid-chop and said, "I need to know if this is going anywhere." I looked up from the chicken. "What do you mean? We live together. We're building a life." "Building?" She laughed, but there was no humor in it. "We've been building for 3 years. I'm 27. My sister just got engaged, my cousin's getting married in December, and I'm still just your live-in girlfriend." "Lisa, marriage isn't a race. It is when you're a woman." She put the knife down. "I'm giving you until October 15th. That's my deadline. Either you propose by then, or I'm leaving. I'm serious." I felt my stomach drop. "You're giving me an ultimatum? Call it what you want. I'm calling it self-respect." She picked the knife back up and went back to chopping, harder than necessary. "October 15th, figure it out." I stood there with raw chicken on my hands and said, "Dear, I understand." She smiled like she'd won something. Update 1 that night. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. It wasn't just the ultimatum, though that alone was bad enough. It was the way she delivered it. Cold. Rehearsed. Like she'd practiced in front of a mirror. I started paying more attention after that. Little things I'd ignored before suddenly seemed significant. Like how she'd take her phone to the bathroom every single time. How she'd started going to the gym 4 times a week when she used to go twice. How she bought all new underwear last month and told me it was just a refresh. On Wednesday, September 11th, she told me she was going to a work dinner. Said her team was celebrating their quarterly numbers and she'd be home late. I said fine, told her to have fun. She left at 6:30 p.m. wearing a dress I'd never seen before. At 7:15 p.m., my buddy Jason texted me a photo. "Dude, isn't this Lisa?" It was a picture taken at the Ivory Room, an upscale bar downtown. Lisa was there, but it wasn't a work dinner. She was sitting in a booth with some guy in an expensive suit, laughing at something he said. His hand was on her knee. I stared at that photo for 10 minutes straight. Then I texted back, "Where are you right now?" "Ivory Room with some colleagues." "What? Stay there. Don't let her see you." I drove downtown going 20 over the speed limit. Parked 2 blocks away and walked to the Ivory Room. I stood outside the window and watched them for 15 minutes. She was leaning into him. He'd order drinks and she'd touch his arm when she laughed. At one point, he tucked her hair behind her ear. I took my own photos. Then I went home. She got back at 11:45 p.m., stumbling a little, smelling like whiskey. "How was the work dinner?" I asked from the couch. "Oh my God, so boring," she groaned, kicking off her heels. Dave from accounting wouldn't shut up about his boat. "I'm exhausted." "Dave sounds terrible," I said. "What restaurant did you go to?" That Italian place. You know, the one on 5th. Rosario's." "Yeah, that one." "Rosario's is on 8th Street, not 5th. And the Ivory Room isn't even a restaurant." "Sounds nice," I said. "I'm glad you had fun." She kissed my forehead and went to shower. While the water ran, I went through her purse. Found a receipt from the Ivory Room. 2 old fashions and a bottle of wine. $180. The guy must have paid because it wasn't on our shared card. I also found a business card. Derek Richardson, Senior VP, Prometheus Financial. I took a photo of everything and put it all back exactly as I found it. Update 2 the next morning, I did something I'm not proud of. I called in sick to work and waited until Lisa left for her job. Then I went through everything. Her laptop, her tablet, the shoebox in her closet where she keeps old letters. In her laptop browser history, I found searches for engagement rings. Specifically, ones that cost between $8,000 and $15,000. She'd made a Pinterest board called Future Mrs. R that was private. I managed to access it. The password was her birthday, because she's not as careful as she thinks. The Pinterest board wasn't about me. Every pin, every wedding inspiration photo had tags like elegant, luxurious, high society. One pin literally said marrying up, a guide. But the real evidence was in her email. She'd been talking to Derek for 4 months. It started professional. He was a client at her marketing firm. But by July, the emails changed. Derek, lunch was incredible. You're incredible. When can I see you again? Lisa, soon. I need to figure some things out first. Derek, the boyfriend. Lisa, he's comfortable. But comfort isn't everything. Derek, you deserve someone who matches your ambition. Someone who can give you the life you want. Lisa, I know. I'm working on an exit strategy. Give me until October. October. The same deadline she gave me. There were more emails. Talk about trips they'd take together. A villa in Tuscany. She sent him photos, nothing explicit, thank God, but definitely flirty. Selfies with captions like, thinking of you. The most recent email was from September 10th, the day before I saw them at the Ivory Room. Lisa, I told him he has until the 15th to propose. If he does, I'll break it off and sell the ring. If he doesn't, I'm free and clear. Either way, I win. Derek, you're brilliant. And ruthless. I like it. I printed everything. Every email, every receipt, every screenshot. Made 3 copies and put them in separate locations. Update 3, I played the perfect boyfriend for the next 3 weeks. I asked her about ring preferences. Took her to jewelry stores just to browse. She'd point out rings, and I'd nod thoughtfully, making mental notes. She wanted platinum, princess cut, at least 2 carats. I asked Derek's assistant, pretending to be from a business networking group, when Derek would be in town. Turns out he was flying back from Singapore on October 14th, landing at 6 p.m. Perfect timing. October 15th arrived. Lisa spent the entire day getting ready. Hair appointment at noon. Nails at 2 p.m. She came home at 4 and spent 2 hours on makeup and outfit selection. She settled on a red dress that cost $400. I knew because I saw the charge on our card last week. You look amazing, I told her honestly. Thank you, baby. She kissed my cheek, careful not to smudge her lipstick. I have a good feeling about tonight. Me too. I took her to Marcello's, the fanciest restaurant in the city. $200 per person, minimum. I'd requested a table right in the center of the dining room. Maximum visibility. We ordered drinks. She got champagne, already celebrating in her head. I got water. I needed to be completely clear-headed for this. Halfway through our appetizers, I excused myself to the restroom. On my way, I stopped by our server. I'm going to do something in about 10 minutes, I told him quietly. It's going to seem like a proposal at first, but it's not. Just let it play out, okay? Don't intervene unless someone gets hurt. He looked confused but nodded. Sure, man. I also spotted the security camera in the corner. Made a mental note of its position. I went back to the table. Lisa was glowing. Kept touching her bare ring finger like she was already imagining something there. We finished our appetizers. The main course arrived. She barely touched her food, too excited. Then I stood up. The restaurant wasn't packed, but there were maybe 40 other diners. Enough audience. I got down on one knee. Lisa gasped. Her hands flew to her mouth. Her eyes got huge. Lisa, I said, voice steady and clear. You gave me a deadline. October 15th. You said if I didn't propose, you'd leave. She nodded, tears forming. So, I want to be completely clear about something. I pulled out my phone instead of a ring box. I can't marry someone who gives ultimatums. I can't marry someone who's been planning an exit strategy while pretending to build a future with me. And I definitely can't marry someone who's been having an affair with Derek Richardson from Prometheus Financial for the past 4 months. Her face went from flushed pink to paper white in about 2 seconds. What? She whispered. I stood up, still holding my phone. The emails, Lisa. The Ivory Room on September 11th. Your Pinterest board about marrying up. Should I keep going? You went through my private. You gave me an ultimatum based on a lie. My voice was louder now. People were definitely staring. You were going to make me buy you an expensive ring and then leave me for someone richer. Or stay with me as a backup plan if Derek didn't work out. She stood up, her chair scraping loudly. How dare you embarrass me like this? How dare I? I almost laughed. You've been cheating on me for months. You were using me. Derek has a penthouse and a Tesla. He takes me to places that actually matter. You're just, she caught herself, but the damage was done. Just what? I pressed. Just the comfortable option? Just the guy paying your rent while you auditioned for a better life? Her face twisted into something ugly. She grabbed her wine glass and threw the contents at my face. Red wine splashed all over my white shirt. Then she grabbed her purse and tried to storm out. But in her heels and anger, she tripped on her dress. Fell hard. Her purse spilled everywhere. Lipstick, receipts, and Derek's business card sliding across the floor. Someone helped her up. She was crying now, mascara running. She looked around at all the staring faces, then ran out of the restaurant. I stood there, dripping wine, and calmly sat back down. The server came over with towels. "Sir, that was insane," I offered. I was going to say the craziest thing I've ever seen. Final update: the restaurant's security footage captured everything. The manager made a copy for me in case Lisa tried to claim I'd assaulted her or something. She didn't, but it was good to have. Lisa moved out that same night. Went straight from Marcello's to our apartment, packed her essentials, and left. Her sister came by the next day with a U-Haul for the rest. I found out later that Derek saw the whole thing. Not in person, but Lisa called him from the parking lot, hysterical, and he apparently went cold. Told her he wasn't interested in drama, and that he thought she'd already ended things with me. He blocked her number that same night. She tried to do damage control on social media. Posted some vague story about toxic relationships and narcissistic partners. But her friends knew the truth. One of them, Maya, who I'd always liked, actually reached out to apologize. Said she'd tried to warn Lisa that ultimatums never work, but Lisa wouldn't listen. I kept the apartment. It was in my name anyway, and I'd been paying 80% of the rent. Found out she'd been pocketing her rent contribution for months, saving up for her new life with Derek. My parents heard about it through my sister. My mom called and said, "Good riddance to that gold digger." My dad just said, "You did the right thing, son. I'm doing okay now." Changed the locks. Adopted a cat named Murphy. Started going to therapy because, honestly, having someone betray you like that messes with your head. I saw Lisa's Instagram last week. She'd unblocked me for some reason. She's dating someone new already. Some finance guy, looks a lot like Derek. Same type of watch, same rehearsed smile and photos. I almost felt bad for the guy. Almost. Edit. Yes, I paid for the dinner. Cost me $340 after the tip. Worth every penny. Edit 2. Multiple people have asked if I warned Derek's company about Lisa. I didn't. That's not my circus anymore. Edit 3. To everyone saying I should have just broken up with her privately, you're probably right. But after months of being treated like a placeholder, I needed one moment where the truth actually mattered.